I got a mirror in my pocket and I practice looking hard. I'm so tired of seeing brothers having to show a hardcore thugged out image in order to be deemed as somebody that's respectable, a shot caller. When I think about hardcore, when I think about a quote unquote dad that's not to be messed with, I think about Martin Luther King Jr. And you may say to yourself, Martin Luther King Jr., he went hardcore. That man was about peace. Think about this. I want you to listen to this quote. He said, Christianity affirms that at the heart of reality is a heart, a loving father who works through the history for the salvation of his children. Man cannot save himself, for man is not the measure of all things, and humanity is not God. Bound by the chains of his own sin and finiteness, man needs a salvation. So you may say to yourself, okay, so what? What does that mean? So many of us that grow up in the fatherless father generation, we have a warped image of what it means to be a man. We think we need to be hardcore. We think we need to be the biggest shot caller out there. We think we need to dominate in order to be respected within our household. And what have we seen? We've seen images all across media that shows men being hardcore in order to control their family. They use intimidation, they use domination, they are in control, they put their woman in check, they put their kids in check, all of that. And it's been a history that has been untaught to us. See, we look at nonviolence like what MLK did as weakness, when in actuality it was a strength. He was actually putting himself, and not only MLK, but several people in the civil rights movement were putting themselves in harm's way for a better salvation for their children. They didn't play into the media-based stereotypes. They realized that they had to fight that history. They had to fight what was being presented out there and present something different. In today's society, are we even brave enough to really show that we can be loving? That's the new hard. Loving is the new hard out there. How many of us are willing to show that, yes, I love my kids? Yes, I'm going to be loving out there. And yes, although it is challenges and things that set against us, but I'm still going to be as loving and teach my kids to love in spite of the hate that's out there. How many of us are really vulnerable enough to show our kids that we are not God, that we are just human, and that we need his salvation, we need his guidance? How many of you are willing to let go of that hardcore and just really feel? For many of us, we haven't been taught that. We haven't been taught that it's okay to feel. It's okay to love. It's okay to be that way for our kids. We need that. And if you're a man that's still struggling out there and you need a help, brother, I'm here to help. Hit me up at the Dash Cipher. Drop your comments in the link. I want you guys to tell me, what are you going to do to change the reality for your children in a world that does not love kids of color? What are you going to do? How gangster are you going to be lovable in a land that's filled with hatred? What are you going to do that's revolutionary? Hit me up in the comments and let me know.